Entrepreneurs aren't born, they are made through failures, breakthroughs, and relentless hustle. Welcome to the Empowered Entrepreneur TV show. This is your host Rohit Soni, airing across 185 countries, 26 plus TV networks, 100 plus podcast stations. This is where visionaries share their unfiltered journeys, strategies, and game-changing insights. Your success story starts here. This is more than just a show, it's a movement. Watch, learn, and elevate. So, hello again. Welcome back to the Empowered Entrepreneur TV show. This is your host, Rohit Soni. And today we'll talk a lot about business, mindset, inspirational, a whole lot of things like we usually do. But today I really want to introduce you to someone special, someone big. One of the things that I learned in podcasting career is that when you try to use your voice as an asset for you, when you try to impact people through your own words, when you try to bring guests who knows what they're doing and who impacts the world in positive way, you network with amazing individuals. And recently, I networked with a legend. When I say legend, that just doesn't mean it's a cliche word. It's actually someone who has done it all in terms of podcasting. I want to talk to you about Tony DUrso. He's a person who has interviewed legends, the pioneers, the disruptors, the ones who rewrote the rules. He's built a show with over 50 million downloads, not by accident, but by relentless vision and execution. Tony DUrso isn't just a voice you have heard. He's a force behind the mic, a strategist, a storyteller, and a blueprint builder. For anyone bold enough to chase their vision in a world full of noise, Tony rises above with clarity, wisdom, and a roadmap for turning big ideas into undeniable reality. This isn't just another conversation for you. This is going to be a masterclass in terms of learning and succeeding. So I'd like to welcome Tony DUrso on the stage.
Thank you so much, Rohit. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here, and I will try very hard to live up to those kind words that you said about me.
Okay. Tony, I'd like to give a little glance to people who maybe don't know you, right? So Tony has interviewed the world's top performers and built a vision-driven life from scratch, okay? And he's also the host of the Tony DUrso show, which has over 50 million downloads. So I'd love for you to share with us your insights today, Tony. I'd love for you to share with us your journey. And this show is a lot less about us, a lot more about in terms of learning how to create a life they can win in. So the floor is yours, my friend. Tell us a little bit more about your journey.
Well, thank you. I think a good place to start is that I spent about 3 decades in what I call corporate America, working for other people, making them a success. And I wound up spending a lot of time in promotion and marketing. And in the year 2000, I had the opportunity to help start a company. And we did a fundraise, and I did the fundraise. I raised like $3.25 million in 6 months to start this new company. So that was cool. And I took the position of VP sales and marketing and really learned a lot more in depth, in detail, in the trenches on lead generation, which I did really, really well. And there's great stories there. And in the year 2007, I had the opportunity to open up another company with myself as in the helm as a CEO, and I started a lead generation company. So I did that. And I did that very well. And then, Rohit, as you know, everyone knows there comes time in society where things happen and it changes everything. And we had 4 of those in 7 years. I mean, everything changed. To give you an example, I walk into my office on a Monday a.m. and one of my clients, I'm doing $1 million a year in sales. And I have multiple clients. $1 million a year in sales canceled. Why? What happened? Well, another federal protocol came down. The lawyers got together and they decided they had to retool everything. This is just like we had with the lockdowns or things happen in society just changes everything. And, we're seeing that right now today in the US and all over the world. I'm not going to go political or socioeconomic, but you know what I'm talking about. Things are happening and it just changes everything. And I got tired because in 7 years, we had 4 major changes that took the business down to the ground and I had to rebuild. And I said, enough. What can I do with what knowledge I have that I can control as to the best of my ability? And Rohit, I kept hearing this word podcast. I'm like, what is this podcast? What is this word? And when I found out, I was like, oh, hey, I can do that. I'm Italian. I can talk. So I didn't know anything about it, but I learned about it and created what I call the vision map, which we're going to go into in a moment. Like, what do I do? Where do I go? How do I do it? Who do I start? Who do I talk? All these questions. When is my show? Who am I talking to? How do I find these people? All these questions. And it's a lot of questions, as you know, when you first start off with that idea. And so I started off we're now talking fall 2015. I had never spoken. I'd never been on radio before, Rohit. I didn't know anybody in the elite entrepreneur world, which is the niche or the niche that I focused on, people at the top of their category. I call them elite entrepreneurs. I didn't know anybody. I didn't even know how to reach them. What am I thinking? I just had this drive of, I can do this. I know there's a way. And so I looked for it and I created what I call the vision map. There's 8 steps to it. We'll go into that in a moment. I got a mentor. Ladies and gentlemen listening in the audience, whatever you're doing, please do this for yourself. Get a coach, a consultant, somebody that knows. Yeah, you're going to say, Tony, I'm smart. I can figure it out. And Tony's going to say, yes, you are smart. You're going to figure it out. But it's going to take so long to do it. Get somebody that's been there, done that, and can help you. It'll save you so much time, money, and frustration. It really will. I got a mentor. I knew a friend that knew a very famous DJ, radio announcer in the Los Angeles area. So I met with that person and he agreed to check out a couple shows a couple times a year, give me some tweaks. I was like, this is great. So I got tweaks as far as delivery, interview, style, and he would, periodically call me and say, I listened to this show and you did this great. Try these things to improve. And so that helped. In terms of the marketing, in terms of the getting out there, I have solutions for all of these things. But that was the solution for the mentorship and being able to speak. And then everything else I just really created, taking with me, utilizing all the knowledge I had in corporate America, the marketing, the lead generation, the promotion, the public relation. I started doing press releases. And if you want, I can spend a couple minutes how I got the people. It was really,
Talk about that, please. I think our audience needs to know.
If you podcast out there, or if you're thinking about podcasting and you want to get guests, get a load of this. I went to social media and I started reading the feeds. And I started looking for people that were saying something about my category that seemed like they knew what they were doing. And I reached and said, hey, I'd love to get you on my podcast. At the time, it was called Revenue Chat Radio. So I'd love to bring you on. And this is how I got a hold of the Canadian equivalent of Tony Robbins. I got him, Dov Barron. I got him on my show. Had him on multiple times. I've been on his show. And we're actually very good friends to this day. And so I reached out to people that resonated with me in what they were saying in their social feeds. It's like, I like that. Can I interview you? Oh, I like that. And it was just like so many people. I had no dearth of people to reach out to interview. So, and those that accepted, great. I had a 2 request rule. To this day, I'll ask you twice. If you don't answer both communications, I never ask you again. I'll ask twice and move on. Rohit, there's 20 million really great, amazing entrepreneurs in the world and business people. Now, this is why you podcast, because you in the audience, yes, I'm looking at you right now. You cannot read everybody's book, take everybody's webinar, take everybody's class, listen to everybody's podcast. Did I miss something? Take everybody's video and this and training. It's impossible. You just can't do it. There's not enough time in one lifetime to do it. So what I try to do with my show is I curate. You have to come up with how you're going to do it. And this was like my thing, my style. How am I going to bring, I want to bring people at the top of their category and curate really good people that will share their wisdom and knowledge with you. And it worked because people at the top of their category call an elite entrepreneur, not that they rule the world, but they sure rule their category. And in their zone, their realm of influence, they're household names. They're well known. And this is where I went after these people because I wrote it up in my vision map. I want to get into how I did that. And I just followed the steps of my vision map every single day, every single day, every single day, 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. And now, now it's a cushy job. I'll stop there and give you a chance to comment.
Yes, because I feel like it's a journey, right? When you started, Tony, you didn't know where you land, but it was all about the process. It was all about maybe getting a mentor in there for guidance, because mentor helps a lot, whatever success level you have. It just makes that journey much more easier. And here's what I've learned, and here's what I'll comment on. If you're someone who's starting out, I would highly suggest you go watch Tony's show. Understand how he does it, understand how he uses the storytelling aspect of it, and understands his way of communication, because that's going to help you out. That's like a free masterclass without buying any expensive course. You can learn how to podcast without doing too much, right? Tony, right now we have to run into a quick break, but when we will come back, Tony will share with us some of the most amazing strategies that he has used that can turn your vision into real momentum. So we'll be right back after this quick break. As a coach or a consultant, your focus should be on transforming lives, not struggling to get clients. That's where my company Amplify Media comes in to help you not just scale your business, but to consistently give you the revenue that your business deserves. We actually build a done-for-you lead generation acquisition system that brings in clients consistently so that you don't have to worry about where the next client is coming in. You focus on the most important thing that is scaling your business and impacting your own coaching clients. From high-impact marketing and scroll-stopping content to expert funnel creation, we take your business from point A to point B with precision. Coaches and consultants worldwide trust the company. We have over 277 plus clients, case studies all around the world, help tons and tons of businesses scale. So your next level is waiting. Let's make your brand unforgettable and visit the website today. I would love to offer you a free strategy session to share with you how we can help scale your business. Thank you. Hello, and everyone. Welcome back to the Empowered Entrepreneur TV show. This is your host, Rohit Soni. And today we are diving deep into understanding how do you move from dreaming to doing, right? So, Tony, welcome back on the stage, my friend. So for someone listening with a big dream but no roadmap, what are the core steps in the vision map that they need to focus on that you tell people about?
I'm not sure I heard the beginning of the question. You're asking if somebody has the vision map in front of them, how do they do the steps? Or okay,
like someone's dreaming big, but they do doing it.
I got it. Let me make it very easy because you can follow along. If you go to DUrso.substack.com, it's my newsletter, and in the community resources is the vision map, and it's a free download. It's a free giveaway. You don't pay anything to join the newsletter. You don't pay anything to get the vision map. It's totally free. Let me give you a little bit on the journey to make it make sense. When I started podcasting, one of the tools I just had a few tools. If you go outside in the street or not, or somebody's backyard, find a child and give them a stick and a ball, or a stick and a stone, or whatever. They'll do something with it. They'll do something with it because they'll use their imagination. So one of the things I had was somebody mentioned this book, and this book talked about creating the vision. It just was one thing about the vision. I'm going to tell you about the book in just a minute. And I read it, and I was very impressed. And I thought, this is great. I need to have a clear, solid vision and make sense, because I've been to university, I've been to school, I've been to college, been there, done that. And having that vision, knowing where you want to go, is really, really good. Okay, fine. But it's incomplete. You hear people, oh, I've got a mission statement. It's incomplete. I'm going to explain why. It's good. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just not enough. I'm sitting on the couch right now, eating potato chips, and I'm watching a movie, but I've got my vision there on the wall. I've got my mission statement there. It's beautiful. It's great. And I'm just going to sit here and eat my potato chips. And when it runs out, I'm going to eat some popcorn and have some sodas. I'm good. So that's why I say just self, it's not enough. Bruce Lee, everybody's heard of Bruce Lee. He used vision casting, which is in your mind, seeing yourself go through the steps. That's great. He wrote a letter to himself, a famous letter. That's great. Arnold Palmer, one of the world's great golf classics. Just about everybody's heard his name. There's a drink after him that I still drink today. It's called an Arnold Palmer, which is iced tea and lemonade. It's one of my favorite drinks at restaurants. Arnold Palmer, before he walked up on the tee, if you don't golf, that's where you're gonna stand there and hit the ball. Before he walked on that tee, he visualized where his ball was going to go. He knew where it was going to go before he even hit it. Chuck Norris is another one, talks about vision casting in his earlier interviews. But there's a point here. Really, 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 really important. I'm sitting on the couch eating my potato chips. These gentlemen did something. They took action. That book I read just talked about the vision, which was great, but there was nothing more. So I wrote the rest of the steps, which are 8 steps, which you can get as a free giveaway. The draft, before the book comes out, it's free. There's 8 steps, and I explain each steps. I'm going to explain it some more. And if you want, I'll start going through the steps. If you would like me to define some of them, or just the top 3 are the most key steps. I can do that too. Okay. So when I started podcasting, I realized, as I just said, I needed more, not just having a good vision. And I was very aware that a lot of businesses failed because of that. They had this great mission statement, which isn't complete. So first of all, let me tell you, a vision in the dictionary, just so we clear it up, it's the ability to think about or plan the future with imagination or wisdom. So it's not just dreaming it, it's planning it out. So I read a book called Beach Money by Jordan Adler. Chapters 2 and 3 blew me away. Jordan Adler, he didn't map steps, but he just didn't write about them all in his book. And Jordan Adler, by his own words, was a failure. He had no job, no money, no life, and he went to the park to cry, and he wrote out his vision. He wrote out what he saw himself doing in the future, and I'm going to explain a little bit more of that. And he wrote this up. He spent the afternoon in the park, crying over his papers, planning his future, because he was a failure. Okay, fast forward a couple years later, Jordan Adler is moving. And in moving his house, he sees that piece of paper there that he forgot about. It was like, that was years ago. And he pulls out that piece of paper, Rohit, and he reads it. And Jordan Adler goes down on the ground and starts crying. Imagine that. Starts crying. You want to know why? Because he was moving to a brand new house. He had the girlfriend of his dreams. And then, back then, not today, back then, he was making $100,000 a month. That got my attention. And I realized some of the pieces that are inherent, meaning you do them, but you don't necessarily tell people to do them. And I realized the missing pieces, which I had learned in my school and collegiate days and so forth. And I put out that map. And so the first thing is you start at the top. Now, the vision is this broad general thing. It's what you see yourself doing. That's with a D, as in David, doing, D-O-I. What are you doing in the future? Now, you're going to act like a kid. You're going to act like a child. You're going to go into the future. You're going to turn around and look back and go, I just went forward 3 years. What am I doing? Oh, here's Tony. I'm podcasting. I'm speaking to billionaires. I'm writing books. I've got millions of downloads. This is like a pipe dream. Somebody will say, hey, kid, you're doing drugs. So, but I did it, not the drugs. I just did the vision and looked it up. And I started planning, okay, this is what I want to do with my podcast. Okay, so there's my vision. All right, great. But remember, I said it's incomplete. So why? What's my purpose? Why am I doing it? The dictionary says that your purpose is the reason for which something is done or created. And I kind of change it a little bit. I'm saying, who are you? Because who are you is attached to your purpose. If I love teaching people, I'm a teacher. That kind of connects. You see what I'm saying? I'm a race car driver. I love racing. So it's kind of like, seems it's so well connected. So I say the purpose is, who are you being? You being a teacher, you being a podcaster. So I'm being a podcaster, and this is what I'm doing. And the purpose is why. It's Rohit. This is why I get up every day, whether I make money or not on the podcast. I get up every day because I love it, because I want to connect entrepreneurs with those people who've made it big that I mentioned earlier on in the show. I want to connect them. I want to help speed you up. This is my passion. I want to do this for you just because. And so there's my purpose. So that's like fueling the fire. To give you an analogy, a concept on this, you've got a car. That's a beautiful one. Your car's your vision, Rohit. Hey, everybody, look on the driveway. I got a very nice BMW 700 series, or really nice sports Mercedes sports car. It's beautiful. That's my vision. But it sits there. Because gas. So purpose is your fuel. It's a good analogy. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. You put the fuel in, now you can take your car going somewhere. So it's just the concept, just so you can kind of connect some of the dots. All right. So there's your purpose. Purpose is who you're being. And one more is the top 3. There's 8 steps, and you can get it free at DUrso.substack.com. The third step is what I call an objective. And you're going to go, what? And I'm going to say, it's what you're going to accomplish. And you're going to go, oh, you mean a goal? I go, no. Rohit, there's too many different goals. Goals is a ball in a net. Goal is what you want to do in an hour, at the end of the day. It's what you want to do this week, this month, this quarter, this year. Too many good people go on stage and write books about what is a goal, their definition of a goal, and it's really good, but it's confused. So if I say, write down your goal, you're going to go, this is what I'm going to do this week, because that's what's in your head. So I change the word. Objective. What's your long-term objective? Now, the dictionary says objective is the thing that you're aiming for. It's the object of your ambition or effort. It's what you're going for. It's the result, your objective. I wrote a book. You see some of my books here. That's physical. I have that in my hand. That was an objective. I accomplished that. So it's another way to say it is, what do you have as a result of your work? I worked all day. I worked all day. I worked all week. I worked all month. And this is what I have. It's what do you have that you can take away? So that was your objective, what you accomplished from your work. So, and if you If you think down the line about 2 to 3 years, now it can change. Yes, I know you can make a millionaire in 24 hours. You got the right thing, you do the right thing, and boom, you're a millionaire tomorrow. I get it. But generally, a couple years. Beyond that, it's just too much. So you get these three things, and it's like an upside down pyramid. I'm just going to finish. It's like the top is the vision, then the purpose, then the objective, and it goes all the way down to a point at the bottom, which takes you down to today. But we'll go over that later. So those are some of the things. I work them out. And then I started podcasting, and it started rocking really hard, really fast because of that. It really did work, and it still does work.
Well, I think you did a very wonderful job of kind of explaining the hard truth behind podcasting, kind of hard truth behind actually, even in anything, right? It's not just podcast, right? Even when you start your journey as an entrepreneur for any business, like you said, for lead generation, which you used to do before, it's the small little steps and the daily process and strategies that help you, not the one day hard work and then you are not doing it because something didn't work out and then you want to quit. You really don't want to fall into that trap. And I think you kind of articulated it in a really short and crisp way how to have discipline while still making those giant steps each and every day to your vision and your goals. So for anyone watching this show, I would like you to, I'll put the link below on how they can learn more about the vision, the map. Quickly, before we go into another break, can you share a little bit more, Tony, about what are the biggest mistakes entrepreneurs make when they set their vision? And if you saw someone who's working with you and you can see that person is making some mistakes, how do you guide them? What would you do?
There are a lot of mistakes entrepreneurs make, a lot. And we all make mistakes. I made more mistakes than you. We all make mistakes. It's learning from them and doing something with it that's really important. The biggest mistake that entrepreneurs make, number one, top list, is they stop. Because we all fail. Failure is training. It's like you go to school and you took a class. Consider that failing because you're learning from somebody. I know it sounds weird, but you fail, you learn something, you try, you fail, you learn something, you try, and you only really fail is when you stop. So if you stop, then it's over. You gave up. As long as you don't give up, you can still win and you still have that chance to win. So you have to keep on it. And I could tell you a lot of personal stories, but just generally, that's the key most thing. I'm good on downloads, but I haven't been good on YouTube. And I've changed on my YouTube and changed how I do things. And nothing seemed to really work well on YouTube. But the downloads and the podcast and doing good on Apple, doing good on Spotify, and I could have just given up, but I didn't. I changed and adjusted because it's a different platform. So you have to learn to learn and pivot from what's coming in, these senses, these tools that are being given to you, but just don't stop. Get a mentor. Mentor's very good. Read, do the vision map. The vision map, because many entrepreneurs seem to go halfway or part way. 75% of businesses fail that are what do you call it? That are backed by financing. Now imagine this: most businesses, 75%, they're venture backed, and they fail. Now just think about that. Pause. Here's $1 million. You want $1 million? Here's $1 million. I just gave you $1 million. Go make your product successful. 75% failed. Yet they had all the money they needed. And it's because you need to really have that really good plan. So we talked about the vision, the purpose, the objective, but now you need a plan. because I'm still sitting on the couch, enjoying my potato chips, which are very tasty, watching my movie, but I've got my vision. It's good. So you need a plan. And the plan helps in putting it all together. And when you do your plan, it's called a master plan that's going to stretch over 2-3 years. That plan has two parts, a strategy and a tactical. Strategy is where's the plan here? Well, the plan by the dictionary is a detailed proposal for doing or achieving something. And remember in the definition of vision, it said the word plan with imagination or vision. So a plan is a detailed proposal for achieving or doing something. In our sense, the master plan that you need means the actions that you're going to take over time to accomplish the long-term objective. And it's like a giant to-do list. And if you have that, it's going to help you not fail or help you learn better from your failure. It covers what you want to accomplish, and then in it is a strategy and a tactical. And these are, by the way, Rohit, I'm giving you 8 words in this if we get to the end of the vision map. And let me give you an analogy. Butter, milk, cream, salt, sugar, chocolate. Oh, Tony, I know those words. You sure? Yeah, Tony, I know those words. I heard what you're saying. Strategy, master plan. Oh, you've heard those. Okay. Rohit, go in your kitchen right now and bake me the best chocolate souffle I've ever had in my life, or at least one of the top 3. You're going, but I can't do that. I'm not a chef. And I'll say, okay, then pay attention. Listen up, because these words are words you know, but it's what you do with them. It's what that chef does in the kitchen with those words that makes that delicious meal. So these are very important words. That's why I give the definition of the word, and then I break down how to accomplish it. Your strategy, Mr. Entrepreneur, is like, let's go military. There's an island, and you go, if we could have this island, if we could control that, we would control the core to the sea. We could control it. So our strategy is take this island. How do we do that? How do we do it? Or I want a foothold of my product in the United States, or I want to be able to take my product into the Sri Lankan area. It's what's that strategy to grow your product? And that's important that you have that planned out. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
And then the tactical is, okay, well, I want this island, or I need to take my goods. I really want to get my goods into Europe. How do I do that? Now it comes into the tactical steps. What do I have to do in real world steps that can take my product and introduce it into European markets into the right place? So the tactical step, which is step number 5 on the vision map, is really important. And go ahead, do a survey. Most entrepreneurs don't have these 5 steps. And it's really, really, this is what took the difference between my podcast taking off and what's called pod fade. Pod fade, normal podcasts, or what do they have, Rohit? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 shows and they disappear. There's a word in the dictionary for it called pod fade. Can you believe that? So instead of pod fade, I took my show up to 50 million downloads and plays in 10 years. Made number 1 on Chartable, worldwide number 1 podcast in Chartable. Go look it up. It's a lot of work, but I know what I'm doing. I hope. I know some things of what I'm doing. I don't know it all. I just know, and I know that I keep at it, even if I fail in some area.
Well, it's done because of the discipline part. It's done because you kept on keeping on even after you felt, okay, is this show working? Is this show not working? And when I started my own journey as a podcaster back in 2019, I had another show, and I still have that show. It's called Rohit's Soni Leadership Podcast, and I have over 90 plus episodes. And then I left it because I was more focused on the business part at that time, right? And then I thought, okay, I can have all the money in the world, but I really want to show my voice. I want to show that I have my opinions. And the best way to put up is by connecting with the network. So one of my clients helped me launch this TV show. And since then, in the last 12 weeks, it's been a journey. I'm getting amazing reviews. We're getting a lot of followers, a lot of people who are watching our show. So it's been a journey, my friend. It's been a journey. As much as we love the journey, we have to run into a quick break as well. So when we come back, Tony will share the 3 biggest social media mistakes he sees and what you should do instead. So be sure to be here when we come back. As a coach or a consultant, your focus should be on transforming lives, not struggling to get clients. That's where my company Amplify Media comes in to help you not just scale your business, but to consistently give you the revenue that your business deserves. We actually build a done-for-you lead generation acquisition system that brings in clients consistently so that you don't have to worry about where the next client is coming in. You focus on the most important thing that is scaling your business and impacting your own coaching clients. From high-impact marketing and scroll-stopping content to expert funnel creation, we take your business from point A to point B with precision. Coaches and consultants worldwide trust the company. We have over 277 plus clients, case studies all around the world, help tons and tons of businesses scale. So your next level is waiting. Let's make your brand unforgettable and visit the website today. I would love to offer you a free strategy session to share with you how we can help scale your business. Thank you. Hello and welcome back to the Empowered Entrepreneur TV show. This is your host, Rohit Soni, and I would like to invite my guest on the stage again, Tony DUrso. So Tony, you've built massive visibility with over 50 million downloads, and you're vocal about what most people get wrong online. So can you break down the 3 biggest social media mistakes entrepreneurs make today that hold them back from launching the show in the best way possible?
Everyone here in the audience, you work for a company or you work for yourself. Pretty simple. Your company has a product or service, or you have a product or service that you want people to know about. Pretty simple. And you may be developing another product. So you want to get people to know about it. Okay. Very, very simple. And if you use social media, you start talking about it. And to me, for sure, you start feeling like you're a walking commercial. And you're trying this, you're trying that, you're doing this, you're doing that, and you're finding things work, things don't work. You're failing here, you're failing there, this is working. And my social media is in the 6 digits. I have some proof, and I'm going to teach you what I saw as the biggest mistakes. And now there are more mistakes being made today. These are just 3 mistakes, 3 big mistakes that is very important, and I'm happy to talk about mistakes all day long. All right. The first mistake is very important, and I hope this message comes through clearly. When I first started podcasting, one of my guests kept giving out URLs throughout the interview. This URL. Oh, you want that? Go to this URL. You want that? Go to this URL. He gave 4 URLs in my show. Okay. I thought it was a bit much, but I humored him. I accepted. And after the show, now I did the show. The guest doesn't pay for it. I spent my time, my energy, my money promoting the show and putting it out there. But after the show aired, the guest didn't get any leads, and he complained. How about that? He got it free and he complains. Isn't that something? But he complained that he wasn't getting any traction. Okay. I had another guest, same time period, went on my show, gave out 1 URL. And when that show was done and aired, that guest wrote in social media, I have so much business from my show with Tony DUrso. I can't believe how many phone calls I'm getting. This is the best podcast I've ever done. This is just amazing. How about that? 2 complaints. One, it's the worst. One was the best. And I thought about that. And it's like, you're podcasting. The person is driving your audience right now. You're driving your car, you're walking your dog, you're exercising, you're in your garage, you're wrenching on your car, you're doing some home craft, you're doing something. You're not just sitting there with the pen and paper to write everything I say. So I learned that when you tell people, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, it's too much. It's just really too much. And I see it all the time. If I said, share my episode, give a look on social media, comment on the episode, give me a review, go get my newsletter, do this. People do, it's too much. I just say, go to DUrso.substack.com, get the newsletter, get my free downloads, get whatever you want. It's free. It keeps it simple. So you've heard this, but I had to tell the story. Just give out one important. What's your most important thing? Yeah, I would love everybody to do 5 things, but you can only do one thing at a time. So that's number 1. Mistake number 2. We all want to be the social media giant or queen or king of our day. We want everyone to love us and we want to join social media platforms. There's 28,362 different social media platforms out there. How are you going to be a presence on all of them? I get asked, free, we have a new social media platform, but we'll put you on free, no charge, Tony. This is free. But what am I supposed to do? Hire somebody to put me on social media? And I thought about this. There's so many platforms. You got to pick the ones, and I'm going to explain that. Let me just throw some out at you. Let me just see if I can remember. There's Snapchat, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, personal. And a Facebook business. Remember that. There's TikTok, there's YouTube, there's Rumble, there's BitChute, there's Instagram. There's so many of them. I've tried so many. But how much time are you going to put in social media? So here's what I say to you. There's new ones all the time. That I get that. Pick the one that you have the most engagement on right now, because that's what you want, engagement. Where are you getting the most right now? For me, it's Twitter. I'm in the 6 digits on Twitter. I'm there. Yeah, there might be better ones that do better things, but do you know it took me 10 years to build hundreds of thousands of followers, and I'm not going to leave right away. So pick the one that's going to give you the biggest bang for the buck. If you are a podcast, if you have a business, if you work for somebody, if you are thinking of doing a business, you should go to LinkedIn. LinkedIn is where you can meet other professionals and really build that professional audience of serious-minded people. Really, really important. So that's one of them. If at worst, or is it at best? You choose. Choose 2. LinkedIn should be one of them. My presence is felt on LinkedIn and Twitter. That's where I really hang out. So the mistake I see people do is try to be everything to everybody everywhere. Just pick one social media platform and rock that with the time and energy and love and passion that you can give it. Just do that. That was mistake number 2. And now we're going to go to mistake number 3, which it can... you might say there's other mistakes, but at the time I wrote this and put this together, it was the biggest mistake. Okay, let me explain it. Just the premise, you want to be big in social media. You want people to buy whatever and take and consume whatever it is that you have. And one of the ways to do that is to grow in social media. It's media. It's free for the most part to get and engage people. But what has happened that I've seen with my eyes is companies come along and they promise these amazing packages. Hey, let's get you, 10,000 followers and by the end of today, just $500 or whatever. You get these amazing social media growth companies that sound really good, but they're destructive. I know a super podcaster, someone I looked up to, really big, household name. You know his name if I mention it, but I'm not. And this person was growing huge and huge on social media. Boom, 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 boom. Big. I was like, yeah, this is a big show. And then one day I went to this person's social media feed. Gone. Not there. I checked. Person was banned. How about that? Banned. And I thought about that. What happened? And it's clear to me that that person or his marketing people or her marketing people, who's ever involved, bought some packages to get, huge amounts of followers in a short amount of time, which triggered the logarithms at the social media platforms. But let me ask you this. Even if you think it was real, let me just ask you, are you serious? You're going to give me 5,000 people by the end of this week? Really? 5,000 people that are going to fall in love with my podcast and you're going to join and you want $250? Really? Just think about it, kids. Just think about it. Just think about it. So, and the other one, oh, this is White Hat. Oh, yeah, sounds great. Let's do the White Hat. Oh, I'm going to follow 25,000 people this month. And then they're going to turn around and follow you. Oh, that's wonderful. And then next month, I'm going to unfollow them. Like, what? What? Oh, that's deceptive. So what I'm saying to you, don't go there. I know you're a walking commercial. You want your stuff sold, but don't go there. And don't let somebody that you don't know, don't let that person control your social media. It can get you banned. It can get you a bad reputation. It's not worth it. I can get you a couple thousand Twitter followers by the end of today. I know people that do that, but what's that going to do for you? So use methods that are honest and true. I know it's slow. I know it can be painful. But again, that's mistake number 3 is don't give your social media, which is your reputation. Don't give it to somebody that you don't know how they're doing it. And I know it can be very tempting. That 10,000 people by the end of this week sounds really tempting, but just don't do it.
I completely understand, because when you make these mistakes, it just takes you back. It just doesn't let you go. And it's deceptive, it's not good, and it's not healthy, and it's not sustainable. That's where I've learned. Unfortunately, we have to run into another break right now. But when we will come back, Tony, we'll talk about what separates dreamers from doers, and we'll talk about legacy, what's next for Tony, and the single action you can take today, right now, to make your podcast successful. So I'll see you after this short break again. As a coach or a consultant, your focus should be on transforming lives, not struggling to get clients. That's where my company Amplify Media comes in to help you not just scale your business, but to consistently give you the revenue that your business deserves. We actually build a done-for-you lead generation acquisition system that brings in clients consistently, so that you don't have to worry about where the next client is coming in. You focus on the most important thing that is scaling your business and impacting your own coaching clients. From high-impact marketing and scroll-stopping content to expert funnel creation, we take your business from point A to point B with precision. Coaches and consultants worldwide trust the company. We have over 277 plus clients, case studies all around the world, help tons and tons of businesses scale. So your next level is waiting. Let's make your brand unforgettable and visit the website today. I would love to offer you a free strategy session to share with you how we can help scale your business. Thank you. Welcome back to the Empowered Entrepreneur TV show. This is your host, Rohit, Soni, and we are in the main event now with Tony DUrso. So, Tony, with over 50 million plus downloads and a global audience, what's next for the Tony DUrso show and your personal mission after that?
Right now, my episodes are getting 200,000 listens per episode. So I'm pleased with that. I'm going to go for 1 million. And I'm going to do my vision plan, my vision map to get 1 million plays per episode. That's where I'm working. Plus, I'll have several books. I'm 4-time Amazon best-selling author, and I've got a nonfiction book coming out. And I've got, as you can probably see here, I've got some fiction books that I wrote with a co-author. and called I'm in Atlantis, because you got to take a break. You can't work 18 hours a day, every day, 7 days a week for years, because I've done it.
And it's not sustainable.
I've done it, and you got to take a break. So read a good book, get your imagination going, go reset. And so I've got 3 books out, and I've got another 5, maybe 6 books in the series. And so I'm going to go work on getting those out. So those are really short, because I know we're short on time. So those are just some short answers for you.
Perfect. And if someone listening wants to get closer to their vision today, what's the one action Tony DUrso suggests them they should take immediately to scale their podcast or scale their
Just one
business?
thing, just one. Tony, DUrso.substack.com. Just one thing. When you're there, and it's free, you don't have to, you can pay if you want and whatever, support me. That's fine. From there, go to community resources. You'll see some free giveaways. You're going to see the vision map. Go take that and study it. It's just like when you sit down tonight for meal, everybody listening in the office, in the audience, give me 30 seconds. Tonight or tomorrow, when you sit down to dinner, are you literally going to scrape it all into a blender, turn that thing on high speed, and then after a couple minutes, pour it into your glass and drink it? You're going to go, what? This is pasta. This is a steak. This is a lamb. This is a roast. This is roti. This is, I can't do this. I can't do this to my parents or my wife or my family. So why do it with everything else? Get this information, savor it, enjoy it thoroughly. It's 8 words, but these are super important. So really work those words on the vision map, and you are going to see success. I guarantee it. Reach out to me. I'm happy to help you.
Yeah. And before we do the rapid fire, if you want to drop any information or how people can reach out to, please do that.
There is a chat on the TonyDUrso.substack.com. There's a chat there. So reach out to me, chat with me.
Perfect.
The
Well,
newsletter.
Tony, after an amazing session, we really want to do this rapid fire with you. So, the first one, podcast guest who surprised you the most.
I didn't understand the question. Podcast guest who
Yes,
surprised me the most?
surprised you the most. Yeah.
Oh, podcast guest. The last one I just had, Ariel. Unfortunately, he was blind, dead, both eyes in the war in Iraq. And he decided not to quit. And he developed a growing and very successful chocolate fudge company. And
Okay. Choco fudge is one of my favorites.
I didn't hear you, sorry.
Choco fudge is one of my favorites.
Oh, please get it from him and support him. EODfudge.com, I think. Go listen to the show. It's on Spotify, YouTube, Apple. Just amazing. Surprised me because he's blind and mostly deaf. He has a hearing aid, a special hearing aid. Otherwise, he'd be totally deaf.
Perfect. So the third is morning habit that changed your life.
Well, I wouldn't say it changed my life, but maybe it did. I have to think. I need more than 30 seconds to think about it. But my morning habit is I get up, have a good cup of coffee, and I sit and chat with my wife for sometimes up to an hour, and we talk and have a second coffee. And I do that every day. And just this is what you're enjoying life. This is where it's at. It's not, on the weekend, sometime do something. I do it every single day, 7 days a week. It's
lovely. It's lovely to do that.
It is. So do that, folks. If you don't like coffee, drink water or something, but it's just fun. It's what you're working for.
Exactly. Last one, Tony, audio video content for the future. You have to choose one.
I'm not sure I understand the question.
Audio or video content for the future. You have to choose one. One would you think will scale more? Audio or video?
Video. Oh, video.
In a heartbeat.
What's that?
In a heartbeat, you just said video, and I like that because I believe the same.
There's no question. People, you go into restaurants these days, there's 20 TV screens, videos everywhere. You go in a taxi cab, there's a video. The videos everywhere. Going to the airport, there's 20,000 monitors. Video is everywhere. You can't escape it. And you can still work out, walk your dog, exercise, work in the garden, just turn the video on the audio and you're still hearing the whole thing. So video is more ubiquitous.
Perfect. So Tony, thank you for breaking down the vision map with us. Thank you for being on the show today, for not just sharing how to dream, but how to execute as well. You have walked the path and now you're lightening the way for a lot of entrepreneurs out there who are starting their podcast. So wishing you continued impact and purpose. And thank you for being the Empowered Entrepreneur on the Empowered Entrepreneur. We really appreciate doing this with us today. Thank you.
It was fun. Thank you so much for what you do. We appreciate you. Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot, Tony. Success isn't for the chosen few. It's for those who choose to show up, take action, and never back down. This is the Empower Entrepreneur, hosted by Rohit Soni, airing across 185 countries, 26 plus TV networks, and 100 plus podcast stations. You've heard the strategies, you've seen the mindset. Now it's time to execute. I'll see you next week, every Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Eastern. Go, build, dominate. Until next time, stay empowered.